My name is Tyler Leistash, and today I'm sitting down with Walter Patterson Anderson, a World War II Army veteran, at his home in Charlottesville, Virginia. Today is September 1st, 2015. And this is being conducted for the Library of Congress's Veterans History Project in association with Charlottesville's Parade Arrest, Virginia. Now, Mr. Anderson, could you give me your full name, yourself?
Walter Patterson Anderson.
And what's your birth date?
December 5th, 1919.
And what branch of service did you serve in?
The Army.
What was your highest rank?
Captain.
And what war did you serve in?
World War II.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson. So where were you born?
Tylertown, Mississippi.
And had your family been from Tylertown, Mississippi for a while? No?
No, they were not. Dad was working there at the time.
Oh, what was your father's name?
Henry L. Anderson.
And what did he do?
He was an accountant.
And so what got him down to Tylertown, Mississippi?
He was working for the bank at the time, Walthall County Bank.
Okay. And how long did you stay in Tylertown? Was that your entire childhood?
Just about 2 years.
Okay. And where would you say you grew up? What would you call your childhood home?
Slidell, Louisiana.
Okay. And how long did you stay there?
Oh, I guess that was till I grew up and left home.
And was your father still working for a bank in Louisiana?
No, he was working for Simon Brick and Lumber Company.
Okay. And what was your mother doing?
What?
What was your mother doing? Did she have a profession?
No, she was a housewife.
And did you have any siblings?
No.
No? So growing up in Louisiana, what was that like? What was that town like? What did you do for fun, for school?
You mean me?
Mm-hmm.
Usual kid stuff. Went to school. Played. A lot of water there. Had a boat. Paddled around the bayou.
So it was in the bayou part of Louisiana?
Oh, yeah. Boy Scouts. That's the usual growing up.
Did you enjoy the Boy Scouts?
Oh, yeah.
Did you become an Eagle Scout?
Yes.
What was your Eagle Scout project?
We didn't have it then.
You didn't have that then?
No. We just had to have 21 merit badges.
Well, what was your favorite merit badge?
I really don't know.
That's fine.
Most of them did things I enjoyed.
Did you ever go to a Boy Scout camp?
Yes.
And was that fun? Do you remember anything from that? Any memories?
Oh, it was a lot of big fun.
So living in the bayou, you said you were on the water a lot. What type of boat did you own?
A little skiff.
Little skiff?
Had a sail on it. We sailed all over the place.
And how old were you when you started sailing?
Oh, I guess I was 14, something like that.
And your parents let you go out and
Yeah.
Did you do any fishing?
Sure, everybody fished down there. Slidell was on the water.
Mm-hmm. And what was high school like for you? Did you enjoy high school?
I guess I could say I enjoyed it. Some things I didn't like, most of it I did.
Was there a subject you really enjoyed?
I guess if I had to pick, I would say history.
And do you remember any of your teachers? Did you enjoy any of them particularly?
I had the best teacher I ever had in high school.
And who was that?
That was Dr. Vernon Warden.
And why did you like him so much?
Well, he just seemed to make things come alive. He taught history and Latin. And he made it fun.
That's good. Did you play on any sports teams in high school?
No, all we had was a football team, and I was too little to play with it.
Did you work any jobs, anything like that?
No, not while I was in high school.
And just so I 1988. What year? Do you remember what year you graduated high school?
1936.
1936. So, after high school, what did you do for a couple of years?
I went to junior college in Mississippi for a year, then 4 years at LSU.
And what was college like for you? Was it very different than
It was a grind.
it was a riot?
Grind, G-R-I-N-D.
Grind, okay. It was hard?
Yeah. All told, I rather enjoyed it, but it was hard work.
What did you study there?
Chemical engineering.
What was the social life of college like back in the 1930s?
Probably about like it is now.
So,
A certain amount of partying. This was back in the Depression. I never had any money, so everything was done on the cheap.
so how did you party on the cheap? How did that work?
Well, this wasn't elaborate. Get together for Thursday house.
Were you in a fraternity?
Yes,
Oh, which one?
Sigma Chi.
Sigma Chi? And did you enjoy that experience?
Yes,
Good.
I liked it. Had some good friends there.
Um,
And LSU was almost a military school then as far as men were concerned.
and so you said you were also in the ROTC program there?
Yeah,
So what type of things did they make you do in ROTC?
it's military training.
Was it teaching you tactics or was it more physical work? What?
Tactics, yes. Organization, how to be an officer.
So they would teach you, and back then, being an officer meant manners, things like that. So they teach you how to eat correctly, things like that, or no?
No, I assume that we were civilized.
Okay. And then did you have to stay in physical shape for ROTC?
Pretty much so.
Did they make you do drills, or was that on your own?
Oh, that was part of it. Trying to remember. I think we had 3 hours of drill and 1 hour of classroom a week. And then a 6-week summer camp between junior and senior year.
Oh, what was that summer camp like?
Honor basic training.
Oh, yeah. So what all the men go through? What all the men go through? Was that a hard basic training?
Not particularly hard, but it was strenuous.
Do you remember some of the things they had you do?
Oh, marksmanship with rifle, regulation firing with everything the infantry had in the way of weapons in, mortars, machine guns, pistols. Some tactical problems.
And did you have a girlfriend during college?
Off and on.
Off and on? But nobody special back then?
Not particularly.
And then, so you were in college for 4 years? So you got
five.
Five. So you got out in 1941? So you got out.
I split my senior year so I could finish the ROTC. And I had a part-time job that was paying all my expenses.
And what job did you work?
In the State Department of Revenue's motor fuels testing lab.
Did you like that, or was it just helping you get by?
Well, it was just routine chemical analysis, and I can't say I particularly liked it or disliked it. That's something I did. Got $55 a month, which was a lot of money.
Yeah, that's good. And so did you graduate before the war started or after the war started?
Just before I graduated in May of 1941.
Alright. And did you enter the so you didn't enter the service then?
Oh yeah, we were told I need to look for a job.
And so what job did you continue with this state job?
No, it was still, no, when I went in the Army, that was that. I got a leave of absence state job. I thought I was going in for a year, which was the way it was then.
Mm-hmm. So they postponed that for you?
What?
So they didn't put you right into the Army?
Oh yeah, we were told not to look for a job. The Army had us. I got actually fouled up on the dates on our commission. So I actually got my orders for active duty, my commission, and my university diploma in that order.
And so you graduated in May, and then you became active in August, right?
Yeah.
And so once you became active, what happened? What were you doing? Where were you stationed?
I joined what was in the 94th Anti-Tank Battalion, an infantry unit stationed at Fort Benning. But I joined them in Camp Playboy in Louisiana. That's when they had the big maneuvers. So I joined them there rather than at Fort Benning and stayed in Louisiana for 2 or 3 months, I guess, all told, then went back to Fort Benning.
As an officer, this is right before the war started.
Yeah.
So, as an officer, as an educated man, were you paying attention to what was happening in Europe?
Oh, yeah.
And so what were you thinking?
Oh, we'd get in it.
So you thought we would get in and help England out?
One reason I wanted to stay in the ROTC.
So you wanted to help?
Well, I didn't want to go in as a private.
That's true. Were you aware of what was going on in China and with Japan?
Not much. I didn't get much publicity. We didn't pay a lot of attention to it.
So, but you knew about Hitler.
Oh, yeah. He was in it.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny. Some of my graduating class were ordered to active duty in the Philippines, and we thought they were lucky to get out.
Oh, wow. Do you know if they made it?
No, I never lost track of them.
So you thought the Philippines was a lucky assignment back then?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. And so, but you were supportive of helping the English and getting involved in the war?
Oh, yeah. We thought we all expected to get in. It was just a question of when.
Okay. And so, after those few months at Fort Benning, and you were getting close to December. So where were you when Pearl Harbor happened and the war began?
I was in Fort Benning. I was a battalion officer of the day. When then I'd gone out and inspected the guard, done the usual things, and come back to my room in the quarters, writing some letters and doing some other paperwork. I heard some noise upstairs. A couple of my friends up over me. They were listening to the radio and heard some wild announcement, and I heard them right. And they came charging down and said, "Hey, Pat, Japanese hit Pearl Harbor."
Wow. And so what happened once your Army base found out?
Well, we all double timed across the. We were living in a set of BOQ, bachelor quarters in Fort Benning across the parade ground, 8th parade ground from our unit.
Mm-hmm.
So we doubled over there. I was officer of the day, so I went around and inspected the guard and all that sort of stuff, see what was going on. And followed what we were supposed to do. I had a couple of machine guns. We loaded belts for them. I was communication officer of the battalion there. Had a half-track with not a half-track, but an armored car. We had 2 machine guns on it, radio equipment. Take the guard out, and we filled up all our gas tanks and drew 3 days ration. Sat back and waited to see what was going to happen.
when you found out it was the Japanese, was that a surprise to you?
Yes.
And as soon as you found out, did you want to get to war with Japan and go get some revenge, or were you still looking at Europe and Hitler?
We still thought we did it. Well, it all came bang, bang, bang.
So were you surprised when a couple of days later Hitler declared war on the United States?
Not particularly.
So how did it feel to now be at war? You saw it coming, but now you were at war. Did the perspective of the men change? Were people more worried?
Well, I was in a regular Army unit. They were professionals. Attitude, this is what we're paid to do.
Mm-hmm. And so, did anything change for you immediately? Were you trained? Did new orders come quickly to train harder to get new recruits, or did it go on as it pre-war?
Well, we went from 5 days a week to 5.5 days a week training.
Okay.
But again, I say I was in an old-time regular Army unit. It didn't really make much difference to us in the way we lived.
When did you get your first orders to go to England? When did that happen?
Almost to a day from the time I joined the Army. I was went to communication school, the Armored Force School, Fort Knox, Kentucky. I was in there. It was funny. We had radio practice. I was sitting there and pounded my radio key, and I saw the instructor. Some messenger came in and gave something to the instructor. He looked around, came over where I was. Told me to hang up my headphones and go to the adjutant's office. He shuts the door and opened his safe, took out something. Says, I got a telegram from your unit. Send you back. You're alerted for overseas duty.
Wow. And was that something you were excited for, or was that something you were...
Well, again, that's what we were paid for.
When did they tell you where you were going, or did they just say overseas?
We didn't know where we were going. I got back to Fort Bragg probably about half it was there. We got everything packed up and got on the train, didn't know where, all we knew we were going somewhere. We thought it was Europe because we turned in our khakis and were wearing blue uniforms.
What port did you go to sail out of?
New York.
New York. And how big of a ship were you on? How many men were on it?
His Majesty's Transport and the 32,000 brand new, beautiful passenger ship.
32,000 men?
What?
32,000 men?
32,000 tons of big ship.
Oh, 30,000 tons, okay.
We had about
Let's say, wow.
3,500 or so people. It's Royal Mail Lines. It was a beautiful ship.
Oh, did you have nice quarters as an officer?
We had on 8 hours in a stateroom about half the size of this. It's fairly crowded for both officers and men.
And how was once you were at sea, were you told where you were going?
We didn't know until we got on the ship.
Oh, yeah.
And then the crew told us.
And how did you feel about England being your destination?
Okay.
Okay. Better than what?
Better than going to Egypt.
And then, how long did it take you to get to England?
I don't remember. I think about a little over a week. We went and laid over for a day in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and convoy assembled and headed for England. I think about a little over a week.
Were you worried about German submarines?
Not particularly.
Did they give you any ship evacuation drills or plans?
Oh yeah, we had an abandoned ship drill every day. They had a life belt that you always wore if you went out of the cabin. Which was a big convoy. I think there were 16 fast ships and pretty good sized escort. The U.S. battleship Texas and the cruiser Brooklyn were right beside us. We were in the middle of the convoy. They were right, opened up the porthole every morning, looked out there, and there was the Texas. And we could see, out from the deck, you could see destroyers out on the flank on each side. And for a while we had a blimp overhead. Never had any submarine scares that I know of.
That's good. And what did the men do for 7 days at sea? Did they just play cards, or
I don't know.
what did you do?
Not much of anything. There wasn't much to do.
Did a lot of people get seasick?
What?
Did a lot of people get seasick?
No, we had beautiful weather. And a ship that size, what little rolling, well, we didn't even notice it.
So when you got into England, what did you do in England?
I went back to training.
Where were you stationed in England?
We landed, we stayed in Liverpool. We stayed 2 or 3 days in Liverpool. And then we went to Tidworth Downs, British Reserve training, like our National Guard camp. Stayed there a little while in pretty shabby accommodations, and went to Chisholm Garrison, that's the English term for it. It was a small British Army post that had turned over to the Americans.
And what type of training were you doing, or was it just standard?
Pretty much standard gunnery.
Did you have any interactions with the British civilians, British military?
Very little there. The only thing, there were tank destroyer group of 2 battalions, and there was a British engineer unit also there. Our battalion had a football team that had been pretty good at Fort Benning. They got into a football match with the British rules, got thoroughly beat up. But we liked the British, got along with them fine.
Did you ever get to go into town?
Oh yeah.
What was that like?
The city of Swindon was about, just a few miles. We were actually out of Swindon. It was a pretty good sized city. And we went in there quite regularly. Took 2 or 3 truckloads of men every night. Go to the movie. Saturday nights they had a Lord Mayor's ball. Come dance in the city hall. I met some of the English ladies that way. Pretty good social life.
And there was never any issues with the British?
None at all. We got along beautifully with the British.
Good. And so how long were you in England?
From August we left, went to North Africa right after the first of the year, early January. And that was rough weather.
Did you know you were going, when you got on those ships, did you know you knew North Africa?
Oh, yeah, we knew where we were going.
And so the weather was bad on that one?
Oh, terrible.
How long did that take?
It was about 10 days, I guess. The first 3 or 4 days it was so rough. You couldn't get outside onto the deck of the ship. They did the usual thing, raise the rails on the dining room table, wet the tablecloth down to keep plates from sliding. We had 8 men in the cabin. Only 2 of us were not seasick.
Were you one of them?
Yeah. So we alternated on guard duty.
Wow. That doesn't sound fun.
It was no fun at all.
And so you were part of the torch landings?
Oh, no.
No? Oh, yeah.
No. That was in the fall. We were there.
So you came in after?
Oh, yeah, much there.
And you landed in Tunisia?
No, we landed in Oran.
Oran? So,
not actually in Oran. And Marseille Kabir was a French naval base right close to Oran. And stayed there about a week and went up to Tunisia. Got there in February.
And in Tunisia, did you see combat?
We saw more than we wanted to.
So
We got in just in time to get kicked out of Castleton Pass. And then fiddled around. It was real funny. We got up there, before I went with a small advance party, went up so to get to the lay of the land while the rest of the battalion was coming up. I was communication officer, so I went to see the signal officer and get the radio codes and all that stuff. Second Corps there was Speedy, the code name for it on telephone. So everything in Second Corps, attached to Second Corps, had a name started with S. He says, "You're slippery, you're going to have to be slippery up here." Nice introduction. And everything came up there. We went out, so the advance group went out to find another Technical Battalion, so to see what was going on. Found one commanded by an old friend of ours who'd been in our battalion. He was very unhappy about it. But we had wasn't worth a damn, and it wasn't. We had some makeshift stuff. So we stayed around with him a while, and then there were 2 or 3 jeep loads of us. We decided we'd go down and find one of the companies and talk to them, so we headed down the road highway. We were told the maps were not much good. They were French maps we'd copied. And we saw a British armored car come hell-bent for election toward us. We flagged him down and asked if he knew where this tank destroyer company was. He said, "Sir, I don't give a damn. I ain't seen him and I don't care. There's a German armored car behind me and you better get the hell out of here." So he took off and we took off across country where we thought the thing was. Didn't find them. Turned around and started back outside. Top of the rise like that. Some little dust devil. Gee, I don't know what it is. About the time one of the dust devil ricocheted off a rock. There was machine gun fire from the Americans. But we ducked back. Somebody had a white undershirt and put that on the antenna of the Jeep. Eased that up over. And then went in and found the troops. It was fun.
So, were the Germans fighting against the advance really hard?
It was kind of open there. There was no side. The Germans were over here and we were over there. We got sent into Valley, Casper Valley, I guess it was. Got in there, set out at night, about the middle of the night. All hell broke loose, right? Everything was shooting. Finally calmed down. One of the company commanders came over. They admitted having started it. Said if somebody saw something moving, thought the Germans would cut down on it. Turned out it'd been a herd of sheep. They killed a bunch of sheep.
Oh, wow.
And we went back down there. Anyway, push out to join up with 8th Army. We were attached to the 9th Infantry Division. And we did a little bit of shooting as artillery. We didn't see any tanks. Got it bombed at it a couple of times by Germans. Once we were up here and all the Corps stuff, right, the Germans would come in, bomb away the Corps dumpsters, and then come hell-bent and let you go where we were. But between us and the Armored Division, and there were probably 550 caliber machine guns.
Wow.
We got a few Germans. one flight of, I think, 15 of those old Ju-87 dive bombers came over real low. And the aircraft got 14 of them.
Wow.
And a British Spitfire came along and got the 15th.
How did combat make you feel? Were you scared during these events, or?
I wasn't happy about it, but we were paid to do.
And did your unit take any casualties in Tunisia?
Yeah.
What was that like for you and your men?
You didn't like it, but it was part of the business.
Did you have to write letters home as an officer?
Yeah, I wrote a few.
Was that hard to do?
That's something you did.
Mm-hmm. But you guys kept pushing on, and eventually you drove Rommel out.
Yeah, we broke out then, got in with 8th Army, and then we got pulled out. Went up to the north of the coastline, again with the 9th Infantry Division. Coming down the traffic jam, the old saw. Oh, well, I just luck would have it, the Jeep going the other way. Next to mine was nobody from LSU, classmate.
Wow.
So we sat there about a half hour chatting about who we knew where. And we got up in the north, it was, southern Tunisia was just a desert. But the north was pretty nice. We were pretty close to the coastline. Eased along, and infantry were going down the mountain ridge, and we were going along beside them on the flats. Couldn't get ahead of us, so we were just loafing, really. Finally, one day, got a radiogram from our reconnaissance company that was speaking off. Company commander said he could see the city of Mazada, and it looked like it was Mazada, and he asked permission to go in. So we radioed the 9th Division, got permission, he charged in there, radioed back, city's empty, so we went on in. It's weird being a completely empty city.
How large of a city was that?
Mazada was a pretty good size, I'd say 50,000 people.
There was just nobody there.
Not a soul, French naval base. There was a lot of French coast defense guns and so forth. Everything was empty.
Where did they go?
I don't know.
Don't know.
I have no idea.
What was the environment like for you? Was it really hot? Was it difficult for you and the men?
Well, it was spring. It was pleasant.
Okay.
We camped out in an olive orchard. It seemed like we were always getting in olive orchards.
And what is that? What's an alley wash?
What?
What were you camping in?
An olive orchard. Olives.
Oh, okay, olive orchard.
In Italy, we were always I stayed around there for about a week. Germans and Italians surrendered while we were there. Huge columns. Patriots War. Jokes were going around, they wouldn't let the Italians surrender unless they brought 3 days' rations with them. Well, we were short of rations. I said we were on sea rations.
Did you have the same respect for the Italian soldiers as the German soldiers?
The Italian soldiers, most of them didn't want to be in the war.
You could tell that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, totally different. Totally different. We stayed there about, just a couple of weeks anyway. Didn't do much of anything, go fishing in the ocean. German hand grenades made good fishing.
That worked?
Yeah, they were a wooden hand on a can on the end. So would throw them out there and they'd float. The hand would float and the explosive charge would be about that far beneath the surface. No way, it isn't sport fishing, but it got fish. And the Americans being souvenir hunters, we picked up all kind of German and Italian equipment left around.
What type of things did you get?
I was communication officer, so I was getting radio. And some telephone wire and telephones, communication gear anyway. The German radios, tank radios, were nice. We got enough to give one to each company. They could tune in to BBC and a couple of American stations with them.
What?
And we got enough phones and switchboards to set up our own internal telephone system.
So the German gear was better than the gear you guys had? The German gear was better than the gear you guys had?
I think the radios were more compact.
And so this was kind of a rest and resupply time. When did you get your next orders to move on?
Well, we went back to the 5th Army's Desert Training Center right close to down south of Oran, up in the upper edge of Sahara Desert. It's almost on the Moroccan Algerian border. Stayed there until October when we went there. Kind of silly now. The desert warfare was over, but that's where we were. We got re-equipped with new guns.
So Sicily was being invaded while...
We missed Sicily.
Yeah, so you guys were getting retrained and resupplied while Sicily happened. So did you hear anything about Sicily?
Yeah. We got it up to the minute.
What was the news from Sicily? Was it bad there?
No, we did well there.
And were you guys expecting to go to Italy?
Yeah, we were supposed to go to Italy, but at the last minute we got scratched in another battalion. The division we were attached to had a tank destroyer battalion. We had trained with him, and he wanted it instead of us. So we set that one out. And then...
So at this time, before you deployed to Italy, you had replacements come in?
Oh, yeah.
What was that like? Were they well trained? Did they fit into the unit well, or was it difficult?
Yeah, they were trained. We had 3 or 4 new officers while we were down there, a bunch of men. We didn't lose many, didn't have many casualties, but we had some transfers out for one reason.
All right. And so, when you went to Italy, were you part of the first landings or no?
No, I said we got scratched on.
Yeah, okay, so that was what you got scratched on.
We went in, I don't know what it was. I don't remember when the landing was. When we went to Italy, the Allies had already gotten up against the Garigliano River. The Germans had built a defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
And we, again, it was a real comedy going there. It was scattered out, the battalion was scattered out over several LSTs to take our guns were M10 destroyer, a 3-inch anti-aircraft gun on an M3 tank chassis, big, good machine. But they took LST, and for some reason battalion headquarters got an old junkie freighter, not a freighter, a little passenger liner, real antique, British flag, Polish officers, East Indian crew, one British sub-lieutenant on board for an interpreter. And we pulled it out of the harbor and the engine broke down. We got pushed back in. Stayed there about 10 days till we got another convoy that this thing could keep up with. And it was a mess. It was 2 or 3 old World War I Liberty ships, our ship, a French passenger liner that had square funnels, only one I ever saw. There was a submarine with a periscope built over like that, and a destroyer with big bumps in the bow. I think he'd run over the submarine. And we eased across, pulled into the harbor in Syracuse City. That was erupted. We watched the volcano. It was all the Italian Navy ganged up in the harbor. The beautiful, clean ships, looked like big yachts, except they were here.
What was the city of Syracuse like?
We didn't go ashore.
You're just in the harbor.
I think we were put in there because the harbors in Naples and so forth where we were headed was so crowded we had to wait our turn.
Mm-hmm.
And then we landed at didn't go into Naples, landed at some little fishing port up north of it. Found the rest of the battalion. Red Shimer was a friend of ours at the line. Hired executive, been with the forward group where he met us at the dock there, handed in my orders, spoke me to the captain, and considered his captain boss. So pretty good landing for me. I went up, got another olive orchard, and it rained, and there was mud all over. We stayed around a while and got sent into Naples for the military police duty. Naples was a mess. The Germans had really done a job on demolition. And not only that, the utility system was shot, but the Germans had taken most of the men and knew what to do with the engineering people with them. The harbor was full of sunk ships. All the industrial area on the south side of the bay had been bombed out. People were, food was scarce. So we stayed there for about a month again. You always run into somebody. We relieved the tank battalion on there and went in to see about turning things over. The executive officer of the tank battalion had been a fraternity of mine, brother of mine.
Wow.
Right
Small world.
So we stayed there about a month.
What was the military police duties like?
Well, our people rode around in jeeps or whatever we had. Tried to stop looting. People later told me Naples was the most crime-ridden city in the world. This was before the Merchant Marine friends I knew later. So we were trying to keep him the rating thing.
Would you arrest people? Would you arrest people?
Good. We had an Italian policeman riding in most of our cars. Everybody could speak the language. It seems like half the Italians could speak a little English. I don't think we had more than 3 or 4 men in the battalion who could speak Italian. But stayed there about a month and then went up and joined the war. We were back at the village looking at the casino up the hill. Our guns had a long range and we could almost reach the casino. We fired a lot of artillery batteries. So there, Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, we had the worst casualty we ever had. Sent up to Christmas dinner, and one lieutenant let his platoon gang up around the mess there. And the Germans put a shell in the middle of it. And we had 15, I think 16 there. We had killed the wounded and I went away. We stayed there. Christmas Eve, we had a battalion staff. I was one of them. Had a party. We had a headquarters were set up in a half track. And one of the boys' girlfriends had sent him a Scotch whiskey. They legally do it, but he washed out some aftershave bottles and refilled them with Scotch and sent them over. And all of us had some kind of goodie, so we had a party. And finally we got a call from one of the forward observers saying he could hear the Germans across the river singing Christmas carols. So come New Year's, we were there still at New Year's at midnight. Every artillery piece in the army fired one round. Celebrate New Year. A few days later, we pulled out and went back and same damn other boys in mud we'd been in before and waterproofed our vehicles for the landing in Anzio. We didn't know where it was. We knew we were going somewhere and the waterproof. We were supposed to go in on D-Day +2 round trip for the LSC. And we were on a British, and I was on that particular ship was a senior officer, so I had to get with the British first lieutenant to start up the guard duty. And he pulled out a bottle of gin and a pitcher of water, and we had to have a gin and water while we were working out the guard. British ships were wet, the Americans were dry.
Wow. You can go on.
And we got to NGO. Didn't need waterproofing. We dropped the ramps and drove out on the dock. Battalion commander went into the Corps headquarters to get our assignments and all. We were headed about 5 or 6 miles inland. Well, we were being assigned. Not assigned, but attached to the British 1st Infantry Division. There were one British, one American Infantry Division in NGO. And the Battalion commander told us on the staff we're getting ready to go up British headquarters and see what's going on. Here came a British Jeep, Lieutenant Colonel. Came in and introduced himself. Lieutenant Colonel Sir John Cupson, commanding the 90th Anti-Tank Raid for Royal Artillery. We chatted a while. He said we would be attached to him, taking our orders from him. He was the division's anti-tank officer. He wanted to know if we were regular army. We told him the other battalion was regular army, and about half the enlisted men still were, but the officers were all reserves except for the CO, who was for National Guard. He says, that's fine, we'll get along. His regiment was the British called Yeoman Cavalry, or some National Guard cavalry unit that been converted to something useful. He was quite a character, but we liked him. Stayed with him for the whole time we were in Angelo when we left. He came by to wish us well, gave us his card and his home address. I said, if anyone come see me, we'll have a foxtrot. We liked the British. Got along with them fine.
What was the fighting at Anzio like?
It was vicious. That's what it really was. The whole thing, I think, start. Churchill pushed it because he had always pushed it so. I couldn't get anywhere around to see him. He wanted to make. Americans didn't like it much. And commander further down on, he said he didn't have enough troops to do what he was supposed to do. So he didn't push too far. I'm glad he didn't. So we had first week or so, really wasn't a whole lot of opposition. But in theory, the Germans would have pulled after troops down south for us to come up, because we were going to cut that line of communication. We didn't work out that way. They didn't send anybody up from the south. They brought in people from everywhere. We identified some divisions that had been in France and one that had been in Russia in front of us after a few weeks. And we finally got up in about 10 miles, I guess, and got hit hard and got pushed back. Dug in and stayed there for once. The British were funny. We liked the British, we known in England, we liked the British, which army we worked with there. Mm-hmm. That's where we were drinking tea. And I don't know, we just hit it off with them.
Was Anzio the worst fighting you saw during the war?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for a few weeks it was really vicious.
Were you scared of being overrun and pushed back to the sea?
Yeah, there was some concern about that. Scuttlebutt said that Corps staff was looking at how to evacuate Anzio if we had to, and the Navy said, too bad, we don't have the ships to take it off. But we stuck it out. We were headquarters up. Everything was headquarters up. Ahead of the artillery. And we were getting air raids every night. Shot at every day. Living underground, everybody was digging a foxhole. Mm-hmm. The battalion commander decided he had too many people around, so he stripped down and said everything except for the bare minimum needed to manage back to where the rail spot was on between Anzio and the Tino, close to the beach. So I was not essential to the fighting. So I took my crew went back there, and I set the war up. We got air attack pretty regular for a while, and the Americans beat them down. The only time I ever saw the Corps gas dump must have been 500,000 gallons of gasoline and diesel fuel. 5-gallon cans, 55-gallon drums right across the road from us. And the Germans had one big gun, a railroad gun, to tie their coast defense gun, called the Anzio Annie. If had range to shoot out into the harbor, and they pulled it out about every other night, fired off a few rounds, dropped a few in the gas dump, set some afire. We had some air raids there. Only time I ever saw a German heavy bomber set fire to the gas dump, and that flooded up the whole world. Up my foxhole.
Wow.
Well, I could saw everything come over. I saw, I could see the Bombay go open. I could see the bombs come out. Because we haven't landed right in that area. But fortunately, the ground was soft, and they dug in, threw a lot of mud up rather than going out and didn't do any real damage. We had one hunk of mud about that big come down, slammed me on the elbow. I thought I broke my elbow.
Wow.
And one came down on the maintenance officer, built him a bed over the driver's seat of the truck. And a big hunk came down, smashed his bed. He wasn't in it, but he flattened his bed out.
You guys got lucky.
We had a lot of German air for a while. Didn't want to never drove by yourself in the Jeep. You always wanted somebody to look behind you. But finally got him down. British sent up these Spitfires and made a half-ass landing. I stood for them. They'd come up in the morning. German habit was to get one attack in the morning coming from the east. I'll take one in the other in the afternoon. So they were coming out of the sun. This flight of Spitfires came up in the morning and worked on catch the ones in the morning and set down on his landing strip, refueled, took off again to take care of the ones in the afternoon. It was a pretty good dogfight. So. With the Germans finally got beat down. What the hell was you saying? And then we went out. Got to Rome. We were all unhappy. We got to Rome just about the same time the Allies landed in Normandy. So they got the news, a big publicity. We didn't get much for taking Rome.
Mm-hmm.
We got a...
Did you go inside Rome? Did you go inside of Rome?
What?
Did you go inside of Rome?
Oh yeah, we went through it.
What was that like for you?
Beautiful. Rome was not, unlike Naples, Rome wasn't touched. People were out hurrah, waving, throwing things.
So how did you feel about the Italian people, since you'd fought Italians, but they were happy to see you? Did you see them as your
friends? I felt sorry for them.
You felt sorry for them?
Thought they'd gotten a bad deal.
Mm-hmm.
We could never really, didn't have a whole lot of contact with Italian civilians. We went into Rome, got a chance to go in and look around. We had a Catholic chaplain down there. He went to the St. Peter's, Nevada, to say Mass for men we'd lost on Angel.
Mm-hmm.
And we all got an audience with the Pope. He came out.
Wow.
Oh, there'd be thousands of people. And he'd come out on the balcony and say some words to he spoke several languages, Italian, English, and French, I know. And he blessed everyone out there. Very impressive. And I never will forget there was Italian had a monument to some king. They had an honor guard on it, so like we did to one of them soldiers. Italians gone, but the American Third Division put an honor guard on it. Still in combat uniform, but they were slicked up, marching. Some elderly Italian came up to me and broke English, thanked me for that. Then we left there and went up Central Italy, joined the French to drive on Florence. And got along fairly well with the French. Their tactics were different. And the Americans and British went up close to what you thought of as the front, you were reasonably safe, or they cleaned out as they go. The French tended to go around strong points and come clean them up later. So you might run into something you didn't like pretty well in what you thought of as the rear of the front. But they were scrappers, we got along with them. We were, when the French, after we took Florence, French phased out and went back to go into southern France. And General de Gaulle came down, wish him well. They had a big ceremony in the city of Pisa, P.I. And we were invited to send a small detachment there with our colors and guidons. All the French regiment had that. De Gaulle came out on this balcony about the third story of the city hall. Stood there a little while and recited the first verse of the Marseillaise. And then gave a speech. I don't know what he said, but the Frenchmen really ate it up, cheering all over the place. They're really an impressive ceremony. And the French left. Several American divisions left, and we were fifth was just about out of soldiers. And I put together Task Force 45, which is kind of a makeshift division. We got part of it built around the headquarters of 45th Anti-Aircraft Brigade. We were the division's artillery. We had 36 French guns, pretty good. And we got a British medium regiment attached to us. Went over, took over the section next to the Mediterranean. We were in, it was Siena rather than Pisa, where went over to Pisa.
Okay.
And relieved some troops there. It was kind of a fun affair. Our infantry were 4 anti-aircraft battalions. They got a quick course in infantry tactics. And we were, plus the British were the artillery. And they had some Italian engineers attached, some Bosnians. It was makeshift. We did pretty well. Sat there and swapped, shooting with the Germans across the river for about a month or so. When the 32nd Division came in, pushed across the river up about 20 miles. Woke up Task Force 45 and we stayed back to the 92nd Division. That was one of the two all-black divisions.
What was that like?
It was different. I was very unhappy. I've been in the same place too long, so no chance to get home on rotation in less than a year. Didn't like my job. Patty Commander knew I was unhappy. I think sympathized with him, probably ready to get rid of me too. When he came in one day, he'd been down in the 92nd Division, a meeting, and the Chief of Staff told him they were looking for some experienced communication officers. Yeah, and was I interested? I said, sure, I'm interested. So he called me up, made an appointment for me to go see the Chief of Staff, and there was head of the Division Chief of Staff interviewing officers like that with the year. 92nd was different. I went down expecting to get drilled on my technical qualification. He wasn't interested in that at all. I said, Colonel Babington, I told him I was first class there. But he was interested in how I did along with black officers. There were only 200 white officers in the division, about 20,000 men.
Mm-hmm.
So I said to be rubbing shoulders with the blacks, might even be serving under a black commander. So it ordered me, I got along fine with the blacks. So he said, put in a request for transfer. I did in about 10 days. It came through, and I went to rank second. They were looking for me, and I checked in, so I told me to report to Colonel McCaffrey, the chief. He went up and reported. He said he didn't have a spot for me right now. Going to put me with the division signal company, see how they work. So I went down there and horsed around with them. Found out they had the first man I ever saw make a paradise behavior. A warrant officer.
Mm-hmm.
Could literally do it.
Wow.
We had a carp game going on in the telephone switchboard room every night in the basement of the building. Headquarters of the building had been something for the University of Pizza Marine Biology School. Stayed there about a week. I called black liaison officer at 2 Corps had been declared persona non grata for some reason. So I went over the liaison with the Corps. Go over in the morning and find out what slept over there. Got up, went to their morning briefing, and then came back. Told them what was going on. Right back there. Well, as luck would have it, a British major working in the Corps headquarters that I known slightly on Anzio. They always run into people like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I found out I could go around after the briefing and chat with him and find out some stuff that either wasn't thought important enough or they didn't want to put out in the morning briefing. And they came back to the rank second, which got me a reputation of knowing somebody that was being a pretty sharp cookie. I stayed there about a week and I was told to report to Carolina with a G3 section. He needed some help with that. That's the operations. You know. So I joined there. 2 or 3 over. Somebody had to sit on the telephone all day and all night. So I got broken in a little bit and got the night duty. Took all the reports from the division unit. I wrote up a summary of things for my boss at D3 to talk about this morning briefing we had. Well, for the heck of it, I called the Corps and got hold of my friend over there, got a little information from him to add to her. So, G3 got good marks. It was kind of fun. I enjoyed it.
That's good. At what time, or what year was this?
This was
Would have been 44 or 45?
I guess 41, 42 at Fort Benning, 43 in London, England, 44, there's 44. And everything is stalled down there. We had a funny situation there. We were on the coast. There's a narrow coastal belt about 4 or 5 miles wide and a steep mountain area. And a valley with the river running down the valley.
Mm-hmm.
And we had responsibility for both, was there was really no communication except going around this way, so we set up another headquarters up in Central Valley under the Assistant Division Commander. They essentially had their own operation. We had to furnish him some staff, so one of our assistant Gs went up there to be his G. And we operated like that for some time.
So what was it like for you serving in a mostly African American division?
No problem.
Did you see any issues though?
There was some, but personally none. Most of the black officers I knew I liked.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone in particular got to be pretty good buddies in the G2 section. Actually, it was the assistant chemical officer, but it had nothing to do with the G2 needed an officer. So they hadn't gotten there. And he I've forgotten where, Memphis, I think, some. Anyway, he run a small cosmetic company making hair straightening things for the black trade. And he told a lot of tales about that, and I think a certain amount of phony about his business. But we had a good time. Nice, there wasn't much to do. Pretty quiet. We had a fireplace in the room where the staff were. Engineers kept us wood in there, so we kept a fire going, kept it warm. When we reached the headquarters mess, sent over a 5-gallon can of coffee, big can of sandwiches every night.
Huh.
So we had a lot of this that dropped in for a cup of coffee and sandwiches, sit in front of the fire and talk, including the division artillery brigadier general. He was a great guy.
In 44, so once you were up in northern Italy, were you expecting to have to go into another campaign, or were you expecting to sit out the rest of the war?
No, we died down in the winter. But we knew it was in the spring, so we knew we were going to drive back into Colorado. But we didn't expect we would be ahead of the way the mountains were there, there really no real communication except around this way. Mm-hmm. So it was obvious that our part of it was going to be to go up and go around the Buddha that left around the coast, the general, and toward the French border. And the 93rd Division, the other black division, gone to the Pacific and disgraced itself and broke up. I was concerned about whether the 92nd was any better. So they tried a couple of small operations that didn't make much sense except the trial. And the trials, they didn't look very good. There was a lot of shuffling around. It was funny. I think our division, artillery was as good as any I'd seen in most American divisions. Had some idea what was good and bad, and they were damn good. Had the only all-black commanding officer down in one of those battalions. Oddly enough, he was Colonel Green. And the division engineers were first class. But the infantry just didn't have the only time to they just couldn't catch the mustard. We were short of artillery ammunition. Our division commander commanded a machine gun battalion in World War I, a fan of machine guns. We had several 150 caliber machine guns and anti-aircraft mount, and no anti-aircraft. So they gave, short of artillery, so they gave these machine guns to the infantry. They set up a deal every night. We'd, in my group, would plot where the target, and on signal, just cut loose 150 caliber machine guns, and they really tore things up. It was a British 40 millimeter anti-aircraft attached to us. We had a lot of stuff come in at that. They saw it and thought they wanted to get in on the fun, so we gave them targets too. And we got a 4th black regiment, all black. It was all black from the colonel down. All of our regiments, top officers were white. They'd been in North Africa and broken up by airport security for several years, hadn't rained together a year or two. We put them up in the Circular Valley. So after Christmas, around Christmas time, the intelligence predicting we were going to get an attack. 5th Army intelligence lost 2 German divisions. I mean, you could just pinpoint where the enemy was. 1 armored division, 1 armored infantry division. Where we were sitting, 5th Army was building a port there south of, instead of bringing everything up from Naples. And we just knew, we sit there and look at the map, we just knew the Germans were doing the same thing. They said, gee, we can come in here with a couple of hours division, cut right through this milk counter division, get down there and tear up the supplies and set them back. Mm-hmm. Of course, that didn't happen. But the rumor got out, rumor of intelligence prediction we would get attacked Christmas night. Everybody, D2 was, everybody getting ready for it. There were 4 of us who didn't believe it. I was one. Captain Smith, who had been in, like I had, a long time. We'd both seen the Germans get drunk at Christmas and not do anything. The chaplain had been a lieutenant in the German army in World War I. He said they wouldn't attack, but they would look out Christmas the next day. And the German Jewish BOW interrogator said the fall said they wouldn't have them Christmas night, but look after it. We were right. The next night to get there. I was on duty that night. Got a call about 2 o'clock in the morning, I guess. From one of the regiments. A lot of activity going on. Circular Valley, same thing, a lot of activity. It got a little hotter as the day went on. I sent my clerk over to get the G3. Somebody come over here, I think he's about to open up. He came in a few minutes. He goes, they woke up where we were. I was surprised. Just made a lot of noise. But he hit hard up in the valley, chased everybody back. This all black regiment right up there, and they just broke around. Threw away the rifle. The Germans came through, took one of our artillery batteries, but the artillery, black artillery, and picked up the infantry rifles and went back and took the guns back. They were good. And things stabilized after about a couple of days. And only had gotten a little leery of what might happen over where we were. I think they saw the same thing we did, the possibility of it again. And it takes out a British Infantry, Indian division in back of us in the reserves. And we got chased down the valley. They changed the borders, gave that to the Corps. And the Corps sent the Indian division up there to restore things. And I saw a copy of the order. I loved about a copy of it, etc. It started out for the division commander regrets that the 92nd Infantry Division has had some problems. And if he we're best suited to stabilize it, so we would do less than so. And they went up to stabilize it. And latched on every piece of American equipment that had been abandoned. We tried to get it back. What equipment? They had a lot of Jeeps. Indians had Jeeps too. They must have got 15 of ours. The time we got to it, they'd paid it out. Numbers out, put that on. We got back some things that we didn't want. What's those Indians? It was funny there. We were in this town of Village, and we had electric power that came from a hydroelectric station up in the side of the German lines. The high lines came down this valley, and the Germans never cut the power. The Italian linemen went through back and forth. There was nobody up there around to keep patrol. The Italian linemen went back and forth between German and American side. Service in the line.
And so this was the winter of 1944 to 1945. So they attacked y'all in northern Italy, but you also heard about the attacks in France.
Oh yeah, we were keeping up with it. We had every morning a morning briefing. LG3 reported on what we had done, and in the report we got some information from Fifth Army, what was going on with the rest of Fifth Army, and we got tuned in on BBC and got a report on what was going on up there. So we had 3 sets of maps, actually 4, of our own area. One of Northern Europe, one of the rest of Italy, and one of the Pacific area. We could pick up a little information on the Pacific, either BBC or American newscast.
Mm-hmm. And so, what did the end of the war look like? What did the last couple of months look like for you in northern Italy?
Well, it was obvious that the 92nd Division was going to go anywhere. We got small. We got the 442nd Infantry, which is Japanese unit. They were the best.
Mm-hmm. The American Japanese unit.
The best we had.
Yeah.
And 473rd, which is the artillery, anti-aircraft units of Task Force 45. They've been organized in infantry in 473rd, and we got them. So when it began to break out, troops got phased out and they moved in. The Japanese were characters. They were, Germans had the high ground there. And our division recon troop up there, they scouted out a route to get up in behind the Germans. And the Japs went up and climbed a mountain behind them. Every Japanese carried either a box of machine gun ammunition or a mortar shell. How those little guys managed, I don't know, but they did. And we broke out of it pretty fast, headed on around the general. And stopped the general, ran out of gasoline, regardless of Demons had gone anyway. We got into general, the Italian partisans had taken her in. Partisans there were different from the ones we had known down south. It was an Italian division that had taken their mountain. We worked for some British military government people working with them. Word came down if they were going to have parades on some of their people who had killed. So, well, we'd get in on it. So, the commander said we'd put up some MP company, a couple of small units, band. And you found out the Italians were going to have about 3,000 people in that parade. He wasn't going to be outdone in that.
Wow.
So we had a big move. He put General Wood, the assistant division commander, told him he was going to be an organizer. He wanted to battalion of this and battalion of that, MP. That's really had about 3,000 men in it. I was surprised I was going to faint when he figured out the gasoline that was going to take. So, no, that's your problem. He found it somehow. Anyway, I got detailed to help General Wood organize. Engineers built a reviewing stand. Our general invited the Italian party's general to stand. He did. And he put a few of his MPs hosted that guy. And that MP company, we were big men, all looked like a pro football team. And they all shined up white helmets, white leggings, sharp looking crew. So they came in and started. We paraded, the Italians paraded, and we paraded. Everybody got through. General Allen was happy. If he was happy, General Wood was happy, and I was happy. General Wood was happy, I was happy. My party, we had units in the parade stashed out on side streets. My job was to feed them in properly. And got everything in on, a couple of minor glitches. Nothing serious. So General Wood and I invited me to his trailer. He had a house trailer. Go over what we've done, have a drink. He was quite happy. Well, we sat there, listened to the rest of the Fifth Army, get up into the Bull Valley and go on. And we heard that the French, the dividing line between the European theater and our Mediterranean theater was the Franco-Italian border. And the French were not supposed to come into Italy. Well, we got word that there was some French in Italy. So two of us, the assistant G3, Major Winslow, and I were told to go up and find the French, see where they were, how to find out what they were doing. We had a letter from General Allen to the French, saying who they were, who we were, what we were doing. And somehow we got a Japanese 442nd Jeep and Japanese driver. I don't know why we got that instead of 92nd we did. And we headed out, and about just after dark, we hit the first Frenchman. They were well inside Italy. Had a white pole with a lantern on it across it. We stopped. And a couple of big black semi-ladies troopers came in on each side of the Jeep, so I struck the bayonets there. Winslow spoke a little bit of French, that's why he was there. I was there because been with the French and knew some of the French. Might just by luck find some French officers I knew. Also spoke a little Cajun French there. So anyway, we got the sergeant for the lead. He got a lieutenant. We told him who we were. He said he'd take us to his regimental headquarters. Well, he took us into town. Told him what it was. He said he'd take us put us up for the night or go see the division headquarters the next morning. So they put us up in a room in the hotel that they used for a billet. And come on up. Big cellar glaze order that came in with a cup of coffee, a couple of donuts and some, and had shined our boots.
Mm-hmm.
So we went up to the division headquarters. And just for luck would have it, the division chief of staff had been a regimental commander in one of the regiments we had been with. Knew him. Mentioned 894, yes, he remembered 894. I was on me, Colonel Bennington. Oh, Colonel Bennington was fine. So we told him why we were asked him what they were. He had no idea, he said, what the commander was. He knew that was a damn lie because chief of staff always knew what his boss wanted. But he insisted they just follow the Germans in. Stop for a I heard you go back there. So we asked him if we could go across into France. We never knew us. And we knew the Americans were in Nice, not too far from the border. So he gave us a letter authorizing us to pass through French territory, but specified the route we'd take. He said, make sure we didn't get fooling around and looking and seeing what we wasn't supposed to see.
Yeah.
So we went into Nice. And everybody was looking at us. We had black shoulder patches. They'd never seen him, didn't know who we were. We were found a Red Cross club, got lunch, turned around everywhere. Found a Jeep driver sitting up on the hood. And people wanted to know what he was doing. I thought you were fighting. I didn't know you were on the outside. I thought we were fighting Japanese. Anyway, we went back on the coastal route. You could see the French Navy and ships in there all over the coast. Got back and reported what we'd seen, what we heard. Didn't have much to do with the walls over there. And we were making plans to start some schools. That's all I killed him. I got told that I was going home on rotation, which didn't hurt my feelings at all. Got a rework. Had a party. My friends had a party going away for a party for me in a nightclub in dinner like Rome hadn't been touched. Even the streetcars were running. We got up next morning, rode a truck down, piece of where that we found the replacements. Checked in there, told me to fly us out the next morning to Naples and go from there. And put us up in a tent. Well, my tent mate was a buddy of mine who'd been with the 94th for years. Usually on rotation. He was going home to get married, and if I was going home, would I come up and be his best man? He lived in Baton Rouge.
Oh, wow.
So next morning, got up early, got in a C-47, flew down to Naples, rushed up to the replacement center where going was going. Told her to sit around and wait till you get to see your name, look at the bulletin board every day, a list of who's going and how you're going to go. Been there about just a few days. VE Day, war is over Europe. Well, that stopped all the shipping going from Naples back to the United States.
Mm-hmm.
They were all taking troops around the Pacific, engineer units, Air Force base units.
Did you think?
Things like that. We sat there and watched them at least a week. Doing nothing. Bored as all hell.
Did you think you were going to be sent to the Pacific?
Oh no, I knew I wasn't.
You knew you were going home?
Oh yeah, I was. Much as anything's guaranteed in the Army, I was guaranteed a year in the United States. Or separated.
But
So my buddy was actually at home. He was going to get married, and I was not in no particular hurry. About a week or so, they started getting a little bit of shipping going on. And he also announced the Green Project. They were going to fly us some home. I don't know if somebody that signed up. I thought it'd be fun to fly home. So I signed up here, and Laura didn't want it. So we sat around. The Green Project didn't get off the ground too quick. When we found that place on a freighter going to the United States rest. I stayed around about another week before I got flying. Flew down, went out to Naples. It converted a bunch of B-17s into transports. So we loaded up on that. Flew to Casablanca. Put a pole back there and got into a real legitimate transport, C-54, the Douglas DC-4, still airline configuration. Flew down to the car, had lunch, crossed the Atlantic to Natal in Brazil, put a pole back there. I flew into Miami on C-46s.
wow. So you flew to Brazil and then
Flew over the Amazon jungle for the first time, looked down and said, Jake, we went down there, it's never fine.
was this your first time in a plane, this trip?
Oh no, I've had a swap out year with the Air Force. Fifth Army Air, 15th Air Force, traded people.
Okay.
They sent a few to the Air Force, spent a week with them. They sent a few up for us, spent a week with them. Might have flown around several missions. No bombing missions. I flown one up, hauling gasoline. A couple of one gunnery training. I got a chance to fire a guy. Didn't hit the target, but didn't hit the tow plane either. So practice missions. Got a lot of time in the air.
But the Amazon rainforest was amazing to fly over.
Oh, it's just nothing. Oh, wow. We landed at Georgetown, British Guiana, and flew up in Puerto Rico. Got to Puerto Rico and went in the Franklin Field. Went in I don't know what you call it, cafe, I guess. Had lined up hamburgers and pints of milk when you were back in the United States. Flew from there to Miami.
What was it like coming back to the United States after 4 or 5 years of being gone?
Good. I had a setup where we could all get a free phone call to our family. Or call them, call them back and be home. Took 2 or 3 days to get home. Took a train up to Camp Landing, Florida. I'm very embarrassed. There several of us out on the officers' club porch that overlooked the lake. And there was a firing range of some kind on the other side of the lake. And we had probably more beer than we should have had. And all the hell broke loose over there. There's range, machine guns, and mortars, and everything else. without thinking those of us who just come back, they dropped off the table chair and hit the bed. We did realize what it was. Some kind of night fire that felt silly. We went up from, got a train or kept shouting back to circle. And went home from there.
How did your family welcome you back, your mother and your father?
My mother, they were glad to see me, and I was glad to see them.
So what was you weren't discharged yet, you were just back in the United States.
No, I had signed up to serve on active duty until June 1946. I didn't stay that long.
Mm-hmm. So what did you do at home while on leave?
What?
What were you doing in the United States since you weren't active?
Well, I was active. I had a month leave.
A month leave, okay.
And then I got assigned to Infantry Advanced Training Camp in Camp Maxey, Texas, Haiti. And kind of got in bad with the regimental commander, I think. He got rid of me as soon as he could. Well, had to send a bunch of officers to Fort Benjamin Harrison, Indiana, and Fort Sheridan, Illinois, and Camp McCord, Wisconsin. So I got put on now. I think he was glad to get rid of it. So we got up to Fort Sheridan. We got off the train, drove up with some other people, Indianapolis, took a train to Chicago. Got out and got on a bus to go across to another railroad station. We put my money in the fare box, the driver slapped his hand over the box. I said, "Oh dear, the money's no good in this town." Man, that was a great. Oh. I'd been down in Miami for reassignment stuff, where kind of a soldier wait outside. We wasn't at all popular there. We were displacing tourists who spent more money than we did. So anyway, long and short of it, I got to Fort Sheridan, stayed there. Oh, about a year or so, got married there. And got out there. My wife's family were Army. After we got married, he'd been retired and come back from active duty. So he got orders to go to Korea. Most of the government. He didn't want to go to Korea, so he asked to be enacted again. Wedding was one night and we left the next day, the day after. So when we got out, I got a company command there, commanding her. Oh, I don't know what you call it. Overhead company for replacements of personnel, so had fine. I liked it. Shortly after we got married, Lisa and I were driving around the post or something, ICMP company while they were. One platoon was out, getting ready to take over the car duty. I remember telling my wife, I've done a lot of things since I was, I've never been a military policeman, and I hope I never will be. Monday morning, I got to my desk, third step in front of my orders commander, transferred to the military police company to relieve command, Captain Hale, and assumed command thereof. I called him up, I knew G1 fairly well. I said, "Hey, Colonel, how come this? I ain't know him too." He says, "You are now." I said, "How come?" He said, "Colonel McBride said you were." McBride was a post commander. I said, "You know, I'm not a bit." He said, "Well, you want to make an appointment with Colonel McBride and go argue back?" I said, "No, sir, I won't do that." So I came in and paid. And enjoyed it. It was funny. A bunch of old soldiers.
Where were you when the war in Japan ended?
Oh boy, what did that say? I was escorting a bunch of would-be paratroopers from Camp Maxey to Fort Benning. And I think we had 2 carloads of about 80 men. And we were parked in a station in Birmingham, waiting to transfer to another railroad to go to Fort Benning. The war came out and people came swarming down there. I got the train crew to lock the door so men couldn't be around. But they opened the windows and people were passing bottles in there. And I got to Fort Benning, I had 80 drunk soldiers. A little white captain and 2 or 3, not more than 3 or 4 MPs. And I gave her the records, got her signature on it, said, "Lady, there you are," and I took off. She said, "I can have them." She did, I guess, I don't know. Oh, it's celebrating right there.
Did,
I got out on it. I think in August of that year. And we were going back to Louisiana. Louisiana wanted me to go back to school. I was something about graduate work. Her family moved on to San Francisco where everybody, they built a house.
mm-hmm.
We said we'd ride to San Francisco, spend a week or 2 out there and meet her family. See the country and come back to Louisiana. We had an old second-hand car. Had 4 recapped tires. We had a 1941 Road Atlas. You couldn't get the...
You can, yeah, you can.
And a 1941 Duncan Hines lodging for the night. That was our... And we took off every night. We stopped, decided where we were going the next day. Wired ahead for reservations.
Oh, was that a fun trip?
Oh, it was a fun trip. How we got by with no more trouble we did in that old wreck of a car, I don't know. One night we stopped in a place that had just been closed all during the war, just opened up the week before. Going down the mountain from where Wyoming, my brakes went out.
Oh, wow.
Fortunately, with a chain, they had a pocket brake that worked. So we got in, it was down in Sinclair, Wyoming. Water found Sinclair Hall. Found a Ford agency to fix the car while we ate lunch. Finally got to San Francisco. Had a good time there. Headed back to Louisiana. So ended.
Did you take advantage of any of Truman's GI Bill for housing or education?
Well, I had my degree and I really didn't want to go back. I wasn't going back to grad school unless job hunting was bad. But job hunting was pretty good right there.
So what did you do as a career after the war?
I went to work for a little Newport Industries, a naval source company, made pine chemicals and stumps. They're building a new plant in Oakdale, Louisiana, had a plant in DeQuincy, Louisiana. Went to DeQuincy for about 6 months training and moved up to Oakdale. One state there for about 14 years. Wound up plant manager there. And I went to the division headquarters in Pensacola, assistant division production manager. And I stayed there, I think, 9 years. Wound up doing a little of everything. We built, had bought a both my missions on the up. I went over there and spent a couple of months starting to get them started on. Had a license in Venezuela and went down to get him lined up. Had a customer in Brazil. They wanted to get a license to make some of our products. Went down there one just to look him over and see what I thought of his operation. And we got to go ahead and build, contract to build a plant. Went down there to start that out. And then the environmental business got hot. In the meantime, we had been bought by Tennessee Gas Transmission. And they wanted to build up a chemical business. And built a pretty good sized operation, headquartered in New Jersey. And they wanted an environmental, somebody to come up there and look after the environmental matters, so I got tagged for that. About some years there. And they got, you probably didn't remember the Love Canal. Some of the government agency took some land, accidental chemical. He buried some bad stuff. And a lot of bad publicity. And the accidental got against on that deal because they didn't want to sell the land. I knew that's you accidental people work together. Begged, don't dig on this land, don't dig on this land with the year. Anyway,
How did you end up in Charlottesville?
well, I retired. I retired twice, 3 times.
You retired twice?
3 times.
3 times?
Yeah, I had stayed in the Army Reserve long enough to retire from that. And I retired. I'd gone from New Jersey down to Houston, Tenneco headquarters, retired from Tenneco there, and had my own consulting business for a few years, and retired from that. And nobody in the right mind would stay in Houston if they didn't have to. So we moved up to Hendersonville, North Carolina. I had some friends up there. One of them looked at it, looked like a nice place. So we went up there, stayed a while. And we were getting along in years and had a little more land I wanted to take care of. We had 2 kids there, one Andy lives here in Charlottesville, Hank in Maryland. So we were looking around, we got a place like this was what we wanted. So we came up here and moved into Colorado.
Okay, well, I just have a few questions for you, just kind of looking back at your life and your service, and then we'll wrap up the interview. So my first question is, do you think your service during World War II changed how you saw the world and how your life turned out?
Hard to say.
Hard to say?
I should have seen the world. I always said I got $10,000 worth of travel out of the government.
That's true. Do you think it helped open your eyes to more of the world and change how you thought about things, or?
Again, it certainly did. I saw a good deal of England, saw a lot of Italy, a little bit of France, or the French territory in Algeria. And I guess it broadened my viewpoint of things.
Do you think the military taught you any valuable lessons that you applied to your later careers?
I think I got a good lesson in leadership.
Would you recommend the service for young folks today?
I would.
And then my last question, and so this is the last question of the interview, and feel free to take your time on it. But this could be, you'll be getting a copy of this, and it'll also be put in the Library of Congress, so you could share it with your family, or other generations of Americans may watch it.
Not really.
But would
I have written up. I have written this.
yeah. But do you have just a piece of advice to give as my last question? A piece of life advice
On what?
on just how to live a good, happy life?
Get married and stay married.
Get married and stay.
65 good years of marriage.
60. Congratulations. Well, thank you, Mr. Anderson, for sitting down with me and sharing your stories. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it.
Oh, it was fun.